What's going on, everybody? Cody from Motorcycle MD. Today I'm going to bring you guys a video on a topic that I swear I thought I covered months, years ago, but apparently I didn't. And it's very, very crucial to the way that your motorcycle operates and the longevity of your clutch system. In this video, we'll be talking specifically about your clutch adjustment. I see this all the time when people bringing in bikes into the shop. Their clutch lever is fully out of adjustment. They didn't know, they thought that's how it functions, or in some cases the adjustment has changed since they started riding the bike. We're going to dive into a proper clutch lever adjustment, what that looks like, so that you don't burn up your clutch. Well, that was stupid. I fogged the lens up. There we go. So before we begin, I do find it extremely difficult to not face this elephant that's in the room. I hope everybody is doing fine. I hope everyone is healthy. I hope everyone is staying indoors and kind of waiting out this whole situation that's going on. I know for one that my family has definitely been affected by what's going on in the world right now with this virus. The shop's feeling it. My wife, who I will gladly say is the breadwinner for our family, is now currently out of work for a time that we don't really know yet. And it's scary. And I just hope that everyone is doing well and enjoying their self-isolation, if that's how you want to view it. Until then, you should watch tons of YouTube videos because that's all you can do. I will say that the best support that you can give right now to all the fellow YouTube creators out there, watch their ads. Don't skip through them. Just watch them. Kill time. Watch whatever ad YouTube places on their channel, just to show them a little bit of support. Some of us rely on the income from our videos. Fortunately, we haven't had to do that, but now it looks like we will have to. And I hope that you are finding this time, wherever you are, a great time to work on your motorcycle and just kill the time. So, clutch adjustments. The lever Freeplay. Trying to explain this process, I find very difficult to do so. I get lots of questions about certain clutch lever issues when it comes to the Freeplay that should be in it, how their clutch is responding, is it slipping, why is it engaging right when I let off when it's pulled all the way in, or as soon as I start to pull it in, that's when it starts to engage, all these different questions. I find this topic to be kind of hard to articulate through email, through messaging, through answers that I have through the membership. So, I can't believe I don't have this video out yet, but today that's what we're going to talk about. Now, I will say that in most of your cables, Freeplay is always necessary. There's Freeplay in the rear brake pedal, there's Freeplay in the throttle cables, there's Freeplay in the mechanical clutch cable style systems. When it comes to the hydraulic systems, not so much. There may be a little bit of grace period there when you're pulling in the clutch on those hydraulic systems, like your VTX 1800, your GL 1800, your GL 1500. Any system that has a hydraulic clutch system on it, even stretching back into the 80s, will have a different type of scenario, which we will cover. But first, let's talk about the cable adjustment for your clutch system. Okay, Freeplay is necessary. Freeplay is important. Freeplay allows you to not screw your clutch up all the time when you are in gear. So, let's try to explain a little bit more. So there are a number of different ways that Honda does their clutch cable systems. Okay, on the older bikes, you'll have separate multiple adjustments when it comes down to the bottom of the motor, the CB550s, the 750s. On most of the modern stuff out of the 90s into the 2000s, there's going to be two major adjustments, and that's what we'll talk about right now. Okay, the main overwhelming factor of modern bikes and how those mechanical lever, these cables, not hydraulic, should be adjusted. So there'll be an adjustment up top of here. Okay, there'll be a lock nut here. Do not slam this down with a pair of pliers and make it as tight as humanly possible. This is a Nighthawk. I do have the stock cable on there, but not the stock bars. So one factor is that the Freeplay is changed because of the way that the cable is routed. That does matter. Same thing with throttle cables, okay? Same thing with throttle cables. If you reroute those cables in a different way and loop them out real wide or whatever because of some modification that looks cool to you, that can change the Freeplay on certain things. Regardless, one of the important things is to know that this adjustment is supposed to be able to be moved around. Okay, this is I call this the fine tuning of your clutch lever. And when we talk about Freeplay and a clutch lever, it's the amount of motion that you have in the lever before anything feels like it's being acted upon. Okay, so right this little movement right here, you need to have some type of free play. Certain manuals will call for certain amounts, 5 to 6 millimeters. And what they're measuring is the amount of space that's from it fully rested to it being partially open. They're measuring that space, okay? And if you had a manual, it would tell you that. It would show you little markings to make that aware. The cable should not be wound out to the point that there is no free play. If you have a clutch lever that has no free play in it, if I'm acting upon this, I feel resistance right away, and that thing is tight, okay? There is no free play in it. The amount of space that I have here is automatically acting upon what's going on down here. I'm barely touching this lever. It's already acting upon it. When it comes to the engagement of at which your clutch lever is functioning or disengaging the clutch, that's going to be on that side down on the motor. So the second thing I will make a point to reference when it comes to this top one is that whenever you're making an adjustment, if you were to back this out, the cable that's on the lever is fixed. The end of the cable is fixed onto this lever, okay? So when you back this adjustment screw out, you're taking away whatever free play is in the cable. You're taking it away. It's the same thing with throttle cable free play, okay? Whenever this moves out away from the pivot, you are removing free play. When you turn this in, all the way in till it's as far as it can go, you are essentially adding free play to the system. Okay. One thing to also point out before we even go any further is that this versus this makes a difference in the free play of the clutch lever. Okay, cables are kind of moving. They're getting a little bit more tauter. Maybe if you go to the right, full left, it's always going to check this adjustment, both left and right full lock. Okay, so we'll set it right in the middle. So as we saw up top of here, we have some pretty good free play in there. I like that free play. Any is better than nothing. So let's go down to the bottom adjustment and see what we can do down there. So remember what I was saying, when you turn an adjustment up at the handlebar all the way in, you are adjusting the free play to add some, okay? Pulling this out or in is the exact same thing, okay? Let's say I wanted to take that free play away from up top. What I would do is, because this is the free play that we're talking about, I can take this nut here. Obviously I have mine loose. You want this stuff to be tight. You want this lock nut to be tight, and you want, this is really your main adjustment lock nut. All I'm doing is bringing this threaded section out or in. Okay, so bringing it out would, guess what? Bring this lever in, which would take away my free play. So just for kicks, let's go ahead and take this as far as my fingers will allow. Now look, free play is gone. There's no more free play in the lever. I can't even get any more adjustment up here. It's all the way in. All my free play is gone. So what you need to do is set the free play down at the bottom first, and then fine tune up top of here. Okay, this also messes with the engagement of when your clutch is actuating. So obviously, since there's no free play in this at all, when I first start pulling this in, I'm disengaging, and it's more than likely fully disengaged before I get to the bar. That time at which the clutch is disengaging and re-engaging is changing based off of my adjustment down here. So whenever I'm adjusting down here, I always want to make sure that there is plenty of free play up in the top end where the lever is, with that adjustment screw all the way in, so that I can make my fine tuning up there. But I want to make sure that there is some free play set up before I begin up there. So I can back this lock nut off, that can be pushed in, and then I'll lock this back down again. So we'll go a little bit more. So this is actually pretty exaggerated. I have this all the way in, which means there's going to be tons of free play up at the lever. There is no specification about how far this should be in the rod, no matter what bike you deal with. Okay, this is just off of the 750 Nighthawk. It's the same thing for 1100s. For tons and tons of different bikes, there will always be a bottom adjustment for you to have. Again, we ultimately just want to give it a little bit of free play to work with up top. As you can see, there is quite a bit of free play up top of here now. Okay, that's way too much. The clutch won't even be fully disengaged by the time I pull this to the handlebar. But just for reference, as you can see, now I've changed the disengagement point of that clutch. Okay, now it's going to start disengaging way down here at the bar. But if I were to take my adjustment back this out to the Freeplay that I like. That looks good. Now I have some threads showing here. I can lock this back down. And now we have adjusted for the Freeplay that we made down at the bottom. A good reference point is to start at the bottom and then come up here to kind of fine tune that, okay? So let's say you've made your adjustment. You've got Freeplay in there. You've been riding for months and months and months. Suddenly, all the Freeplay that you had is now gone. Okay, it's completely gone. It's as if someone had just pulled that cable way tight and your adjustments don't even matter anymore, okay? It's all the way to the lever and it is just, and right from the first pull is fully tight. At that phase of understanding that all your Freeplay is gone, I will now introduce you to the fact that you begin the first stages of burning your clutch completely up. What's happened is that system that you are pulling on, that you are disengaging, for whatever means, the previous owner, you hot rodding this thing all the time, getting up to 5,000 to 7,000 RPM, trying to do a burnout to show off to your friends, or you just have a lot of trouble getting out of first gear without releasing the clutch fully. What's happened is that the assembly that you are pulling on with that clutch lever is comprised of a bunch of different style plates. You have friction plates and metal steel plates. As you slip that clutch, things get hot, okay? Its goal is to transfer power from one place to another, and now you've caused that to slip and malfunction, and that steel, those metal plates, will warp, and they take up any kind of Freeplay that is allowed in that basket, okay? The removal of that Freeplay, those plates kind of almost elongating, extending the whole assembly out because of the warpage taking place underneath those plates, take away any Freeplay that you had before. Okay, by that time, the clutch is probably slipping under heavy RPM in 5th gear or whatever the case may be. Sometimes what we'll see is that a brand new rider will buy a bike. They don't know anything about this clutch lever adjustment. They think it's totally normal. Why would I want a lever that's really loose when it should be really tight? Unfortunately, that's the misinformation that we come up with in our own head. Without that Freeplay there, what can also be happening is that you're not sure of when that disengagement is taking place in the clutch lever. If you have no Freeplay in the clutch lever itself, this right here, that's not functioning anything. If that's all gone, you really don't know if that clutch is sitting kind of like this, or like this, or like this. Okay, because of that, we need that clutch basket, all those plates to be super tight together before we function them. Okay, if not, prematurely wearing your clutch out and slipping it. Again, if you have lost all of your Freeplay and you knew that there was some in there to begin with, the chances of your clutch quickly making itself to the trash can is likely in your case. So this really goes for any motorcycle, old or new. Okay, the way that they make their adjustments are just a slightly different. If you have an older bike that has maybe an adjustment like this on the 450, where it's down at the bottom, some big flathead screw that you're looking at, this is the same that we just did, but it's in 2 or 3 different points, okay? Ultimately, I feel like it's pointless to show you step by step on this particular bike. Here is the goal. Whether you have a modern bike or an old vintage bike that has multiple different adjustments, like old 550s, old 450s, 350s, the list goes on. It's important to have 3 things in mind. 1, you need to buy a manual for your bike. 2, whenever you are making adjustments, you are replacing the clutch cable, you're putting the cover back on, and you need to make your final adjustments for your clutch lever. Like I showed you on the other bike, you always need to make sure that you start with the topmost adjustment all the way in, max Freeplay, and then start at the bottom, okay? So full Freeplay up top, take out some of the Freeplay down at the bottom, then make your final adjustment up at the top. That's key to anything, okay? Whether you have a lock nut and a flathead screwdriver adjustment or whatever you have, that alone, that information, will ensure that your stuff is adjusted right the first time. So whether you have a modern or vintage bike, the goal is ultimately the same. I don't care if you have 3 millimeters, full lock left, full lock right, and that's how you like it, perfect. Some females have smaller hands. Some males have smaller hands. And they need that engagement a little bit closer to the bar so they're not reaching so far out to grab the clutch lever. I understand. Just make sure that once you're done with your adjustment, if you have tons of Freeplay in there, almost half an inch of Freeplay in your clutch lever, which it shouldn't be that much, One way to ensure that you have not under-adjusted your clutch Freeplay is that when you pull the clutch lever in and you shift it into gear, the motorcycle should not move or creep forward at all. If that is the case, you have allowed too much Freeplay. The basket and the clutch assembly is not fully disengaging. You've partially disengaged it because you feel that resistance in the lever, but it's not fully disengaged, which means that you pull the clutch lever in, shift it into gear, and now it's like, meh, and it's still trying to move the bike forward. Okay, you got to take that Freeplay out. So your job is to achieve the fine line between proper Freeplay. Your job is to achieve good Freeplay at the lever and full disengagement with the clutch lever pulled all the way in. Again, if it's pulled all the way in and you're creeping forward and you have tons of Freeplay in there, different scenario. Your clutch is probably smoked, and that no matter how much Freeplay you take out of the lever, fully locked forward, no Freeplay at all, you pull the clutch lever in and it's still creeping forward, that clutch is smoked. Okay? One way you can tell is to shift it into 5th gear, going about 20 miles per hour, and then hit that throttle as hard as you can. I guarantee your RPMs will shoot up and the bike will stay at the same exact speed. Okay? Clutch is smoked. One other way to tell is that most of us know what oil smells like. If you pull a dipstick out and it smells like a nasty burnt campfire, chances are your clutch is all inside of that oil. If that's the case, you will definitely need to rebuild your entire clutch system, friction plates and steel plates. I cannot address that enough. I hear people all the time who replace their clutch systems, got the Barnett clutch assembly because it was $50, did not touch the steel plates, and guess what? They had the same exact problem. You have to replace your steel plates, the whole assembly, friction plates and steel plates. You might even go as far as to put brand new springs in there because you probably smoked those too. Wish you'd focus. That'd be cool. Yeah? What do you think about focusing? No? Not on my face? Okay. So what if you have a hydraulic clutch system? Huh? You're not out of the woods yet. There is, in fact, a specific bushing just for your motorcycle to allow for that Freeplay not to take place. I have a quick little video here, and I'm showing the function of the way the clutch lever feels and the brass bushing on Hondas that matters, okay? As you pull that clutch lever in, that bushing is acting as a pivot point for all that energy being transferred from the lever into that hydraulic clutch system. That pivot point needs to be greased all the time and replaced if there's too much Freeplay there. I have some pretty cool images of those bushings being completely worn out. They have to be there, okay? You're adding Freeplay if that bushing is worn out. But whether you have a hydraulic clutch system or a mechanical cable style clutch system, the pivot that your clutch lever is pivoting on needs to be greased, okay? Don't be greedy. Give it some grease. Clean that area up. There's a lock nut on the bottom, flathead screwdriver on the top. It takes 5 minutes, pull it out, lube it up, put it all back together. That will keep that clutch lever functioning nice and smooth. So hopefully you find this video helpful for your clutch adjustment. Freeplay is important. I'm just thankful that I don't have to write out explaining what Freeplay is in an email anymore. I can just share this link and hopefully they get it. It's more difficult than you think. But that will wrap this video up, guys. Thank you so much for just coming and hanging out, enjoying the video. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've found something in here that you want to share with a friend of yours. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you have not already. And if you want to grab a free troubleshooting cheat sheet that I've made just for you, be sure to subscribe to the email mailing list over at motorcyclemd.com so you get the heads up when a brand new live stream's coming out. They come out once a month where I open the floor up to riders just like you to hopefully answer some questions that you might have about your bike. But if you want some real help, be sure to check out the Inner Circle membership. We have a private Facebook group, a private community page, and hours, if not days, of content on there for you to watch all at your fingertips. I pop in there all the time, as well as people have a direct connection to me so I can help them with the questions that they have about their bike. Be sure to check that out in the description below. Be safe out there, stay clean, wash your hands, do whatever you gotta do. Please just stay healthy. Cody from Motorcycle MD, bringing you guys some quality tips and tricks for your next build or your daily rider. I'll see you guys next time. Later.